Few names in history spark as much debate, admiration and controversy as Donald Trump. Is he a visionary who reshaped America's destiny? Or is he the ultimate gamble, a figure whose risks outweighed the rewards? Today, we're peeling back the layers of one of the most polarizing figures in modern history to answer one burning question. Is Donald Trump America's greatest trump card, or its biggest disaster? Stay tuned as we dive into 10 key moments that define his legacy. From mind-blowing business deals to shocking controversies, you won't believe what's at number 1. It might just change how you see him forever. Our story begins in New York City. In the 1970s, Donald Trump inherited a real estate empire from his father, Fred Trump. But Trump wasn't content with small-time apartment complexes. He had bigger dreams. His ambition skyrocketed when he opened the iconic Trump Tower in 1983, a gleaming symbol of wealth, power, and extravagance. But behind the gold-plated walls lay whispers of controversy. Trump's aggressive business tactics earned him praise as a bold risk-taker, but criticism for leaving contractors unpaid. One contractor famously said, "He built his empire on the backs of small businesses like mine, and then walked away without paying." Despite this, Trump's knack for branding was undeniable, and Trump Tower became a symbol of his ambition. Fast forward to 2004, and Trump wasn't just a businessman, he was a household name. As the star of The Apprentice, his catchphrase, "You're fired," became a cultural phenomenon. The show painted him as a savvy dealmaker who always knew the next move. But critics argue The Apprentice glorified Trump's persona while concealing his business failures. Economist Tim O'Brien, who famously wrote about Trump's finances, once said, "The show made him seem like a billionaire genius, but the numbers told a different story." Meanwhile, fans saw something different. "He made me believe that if I worked hard, I could be like him," one viewer shared. The impact of the show extended far beyond TV. It laid the groundwork for something bigger. Trump's gamble on Atlantic City was one of his boldest moves, and one of his biggest disasters. In the 1980s, he opened multiple casinos, including the extravagant Trump Taj Mahal, dubbed the eighth wonder of the world. But by the 1990s, cracks began to show. Massive debt, fierce competition, and mismanagement led to bankruptcy after bankruptcy. One former employee revealed, "We saw the warning signs, but no one dared to tell him." Despite these failures, Trump's resilience impressed his supporters, who saw him as a symbol of never giving up. June 16, 2015, an announcement that would change the course of history. Standing at Trump Tower, he declared his candidacy for President of the United States. His campaign, unlike anything America had ever seen. Critics dismissed him as a joke. Columnist Frank Bruni called it the most absurd political stunt in modern history. But millions of Americans felt differently. "He wasn't afraid to say what we were all thinking," said one supporter. Trump's bold promises, like building a wall and draining the swamp, struck a nerve with those who felt left behind. In November 2016, Donald Trump pulled off what many thought was impossible. Against all odds, he defeated Hillary Clinton and became the 45th President of the United States. His win wasn't just an election, it was a political earthquake. Supporters saw it as a triumph of the people. "He made us feel heard for the first time in decades," one voter shared. But others were devastated. "I cried for days," said a Clinton supporter. "It felt like we were moving backward. No one saw it coming." Love him or hate him, that night changed everything. From massive tax cuts to controversial immigration policies, Trump's time in office was nothing short of transformative. His supporters praised his America First agenda. "He brought jobs back to America," one factory worker said. "I'll always be grateful for that." But critics argued the opposite. "His policies divided families," said an immigration lawyer. "I'll never forget the tears of children separated from their parents." Most presidents face political challenges, but Trump faced not one, but two impeachments. The first, in 2019, centered on allegations of abuse of power. The second, in 2021, was over claims of inciting the Capitol riot. Both trials ended in acquittals. "He's a fighter," one supporter said. They couldn't bring him down, but others saw it differently. "He undermined democracy," argued a constitutional scholar. "This isn't leadership, it's chaos." January 6, 2021, a date that will live in infamy. As Congress convened to certify the election results, a mob stormed the Capitol, fueled by claims of a stolen election. "We were there to defend democracy. Instead, we saw it crumble before our eyes," said a Capitol police officer. Trump's role in the chaos remains fiercely debated. Supporters argue he called for peace, while critics blame him for inciting violence. Either way, the riot became a defining moment of his legacy. After leaving office, most presidents fade into the background. Not Trump. From launching Truth Social to endorsing candidates, he's remained a force in American politics. One Republican strategist said, "His grip on the party is unshakable." But a former ally warned, "If we don't move on from him, we'll lose the next generation of voters." And here we are at the #1 question: what will Donald Trump's legacy be? To his supporters, he's a visionary who put America first. To his critics, he's a divider whose actions fractured a nation. He gave people hope, but he also gave them fear, noted a historian. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump changed the game forever. His story is far from over. So, what do you think? Is Donald Trump a bold visionary or a dangerous risk-taker? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.